Neon is a digital signage company. We work with businesses anywhere from automotive shops to healthcare facilities to your restaurants and bars, and we help them convert their TV screen into a digital sign that a marketing director or an operations director can use to communicate messages and promotions and updates directly in all their stores, without having to ship banners and posters and having to depend on the local ops team to put them up. So it's really a simplification of a communication network for businesses in all their locations. Neon came as a spin-off idea from a prior company that I had that was Surf. And the whole idea was, as we started meeting with a lot of clients and really doing some market research, especially during a COVID year, we started to realize some of the pain points. And we heard that some businesses were spending millions of dollars every year printing banners and posters and updating their menu sheets and really shipping it to all their stores. And then when those banners show up, about 70% of their stores would actually put them up in time. So the staff is busy. So the idea was, is there a way that we can just put a 75-inch TV in the lobby that will have the menu items, that will have promotions and videos, and really upgrade the standard menu option and really have a more engaging experience. So that's really how it started. It was more of a meeting one client that kind of brought that up as a pain point. We ended up building a quick MVP to kind of just like test the model. And then from that point, we started talking to more and more people, and we realized more businesses that have multi-locations are having the exact same problem. And marketing directors and operations directors want a quick way to update content and messaging. And really kind of just spun off from a small prototype that I built in about a couple of weeks. And then after we kind of got customers to say, yeah, this is what we wanted, we ended up building like a beta version. But keep in mind, we're just kind of like hacking it all together initially. And then after we got a couple of customers be like, yep, this is it, like you're heading in the right direction, we ended up hiring a development team and really building our 1.0 product. And we recently released a new version of the product as well. So we kind of kept reiterating it. But all this really started, I want to say like September of 2020, after like going through like 6 months of figuring out what's happening with COVID and trying to pivot the model and trying to come up with a new business. And that's really how it all started. It was kind of more of just a coincidence meeting with a client that brought it up as a problem. And we're like, I think I have enough experience to fix this for you. And here we are. We honestly hacked it together. We're like, we just want to, it's kind of like building a quick MVP. I used to be faculty at ASU, and one of the big things I used to tell my students is build an MVP, like get feedback. So we built like this really quick MVP to see if there's even something there. We didn't really think about it as, is there a business? Is this client's going to buy? Is there anything like that? We just wanted to see if we're heading in the right direction from a, problem solution standpoint. And once we got that initial confirmation on the MVP that this is heading in the right direction, it took us about 5 months to develop our beta version with 4 full-time developers really building the whole thing. And then we've been kind of just improving and innovating on the product since then. The new business came in a 2020 year, which that on its own is a challenge. Keep in mind, we are digital signage indoors. So a lot of the businesses were closed, right? And it's like, how do you begin a sales process? How do you expand your funnel when a lot of the locations are, one, they don't know when they're going to open. Number 2, they're financially struggling. So you're adding this additional SaaS product at their expense. So how do you justify that? And 3, this is not a priority. Like a lot of the businesses were just thinking about how to survive. So our biggest challenge initially was identifying the right ways and the right markets to go after. And what we've realized is we found a really nice niche initially in the healthcare category, because healthcare was such a big thing, right? COVID regulations were changing every day. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, vaccine is out, do this, stay 6 feet apart. So signage and education as it relates to COVID was really big. So we got into a lot of healthcare facilities, we got a lot of doctors' offices and things like that. So when you go to a hospital and you see that TV screen that's telling you, you're next in queue, or keep 6 feet apart, or all those, wear your mask, that signage, the software that runs those screens is most likely Neon. And that's how we've basically found ourselves in a niche initially. And then we started expanding from healthcare into additional categories. So we're currently, in casinos, because casinos had a big issues in terms of communicating updates, and they don't want to keep putting up posters and banners about COVID. So we kind of used COVID to as a way to basically say, hey, this is instant messaging regarding your COVID updates. And then that's how we kind of started expanding from healthcare into additional categories. Honestly, just the speed of how we were able to go to market, and the traction that we got from clients. I think that's a super big thing. The other thing that has been significant for us is we were part of the Arizona Innovation Challenge as part of the Arizona Commerce Authority. And to be part of that program as we were, launching a brand new business, as part of, pivoting an existing model that we had before, and understanding COVID was super helpful. We got connected with a lot of mentors, such as Margie Traylor, who was our EIR, and we met her through the ACA. So I think one of the good things that happened is how much support we got from the community in order for us to figure out that model. So that has been super beneficial to us emotionally, mentally, and on a business side, because as you're kind of going through it, just to realize you're not alone and you do have a support network out there. So I was part of the startup AZ Collective about 3 years ago. That was the first business that we got accepted into under Surf. And it has been hands down, and I tell this to Brandon, I tell this to Christy, the best CEO support group that I've ever been part of. There's a lot of groups out there that say, come hang out and things like that. And usually there's a lot of egos associated with these events. Like if you go to some of the events and conferences, what you're going to hear from a lot of founders is like, my company's awesome, everything is great, we don't have any fires, we're growing so fast, it's just amazing, right? You're going to hear all the good stories. And when I joined a startup AZ Collective, and it was called Founders Collective back then, the amount of camaraderie and honesty that you get from your cohort, from your group, that really peeled away all the ego, all the layers, and to really talk about your business, to sit down and be like, yeah, it was hard to fire someone this week, or I'm having issues with my marketing, and just to have the entire group rally around you. It has been such an amazing support group, and I look forward to the Friday meetings just as an emotional therapy session. I thought it's like CEO therapy. It's like hard to find other people that can relate to what you're going through mentally and emotionally, and to be with a group that they're like, yeah, we get it. I had to go through the same thing last week. And just to have that honesty out there has been super amazing. Yeah, we're right now on literally like such a fast growth path. I've done multiple companies in the past. So Neon is my 5th company technically. And I haven't experienced a company that grew as fast as Neon is growing. And it's a good thing, because I feel we took a bit of time in the beginning to really understand what the customer wants, and we built a product that is completely different than anything currently on the market, and that is resonating. We have about 80% of our customers actually switch from a competitor to us, which basically shows that we kind of found that nice fit in the market of where we land, what makes our product stand out. And our next thing is just growth. We are on track to hit 10,000 screens in the market, and that's kind of our big hoorah goal that we're working for. So it's just, we're looking to hire 2 more people on our team in terms of sales and in terms of growth. We're looking at adding more features to our product in order to make it more robust. But it's really exciting to kind of come from the kind of a bad ending to how my old company ended, especially with like how it kind of like ended out of the blue with kind of COVID and things like that, and to have this like brand new company kind of come out of it, and my ability to kind of use some of that experience, having a great co-founder like Steve Thompson as my COO to kind of keep me centered, and because I tend to be more like dominate the world tonight, and he's like, let's create a plan to make that happen. So he's like an awesome partner to launch a company with, and just amazing stuff. So yeah, I'm super blessed, super excited for the next year. We have great goals for 2021 in terms of growth, but yeah, 10,000 screens is the next big goal. Join some sort of a group, join some sort of a whether it's Startup AZ Collective or any other group, or just have like 3 CEOs, other founders that you can trust with and hang out with. Having that support group is so valuable, because it honestly keeps you sane. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you sane. And when you go into these groups, be open to be vulnerable and share the problems in your business. We are all having problems in our business, and it's not a shame to talk about them. And we don't have to keep putting on that front that we have to like put on in front of investors where everything is awesome and our company is great and you need to invest in us. Like, it's okay to, with other CEOs, to kind of break down those walls a bit and have that support group, because it makes a big difference between success and struggling success. Like, eventually everyone can succeed if you kind of keep pushing through, but there's a difference between having that support group that will emotionally get you there faster versus having to like just do it alone and struggling through it.